and C to D and everything else, but somehow secular societies seem to exist. It's also funny to try to tie.
Wow, secular societies exist, therefore they must be true. Like, what argument are you making here? Atheism doesn't necessitate secularism. They exist, so what? Atheism does necessitate secularism all of a sudden? No, we're having a logical discussion here.
Liberalism together into this concept of imperialism, when people have been doing imperialism far before the concept of liberalism even existed. I seem to remember caliphates spreading across huge portions of the world, and they didn't need liberalism to do that. They did just fine along with Islam. Islam has specific categories of people that aren't part of the main body of the Muslim population. So this idea that you can't have marginalized people in any type of system, I think, is a bit silly. The idea that Islam provides some special protection or some special way to run a society that would be superior in terms of producing better outcomes for people involved, where are those countries? That would be my big question. You know, if we were to argue about the successes of liberalism, I mean, I could point to Muslims existing in a liberal country today with the ability to argue for their Muslim countries. How many Muslim countries can I go to and find liberals arguing the same thing? I think that the idea of free speech, open debate, the ability to own private property, to start a business you want, and to practice whatever religion you want, I think is a special thing that liberal societies have created. And I challenge the opposing speaker to tell me, what are these model Arab societies? What are these model Muslim societies? What are these modern Islamic societies, or these model Islamic societies that you would want us to look more like than any of the countries in the West that you found appropriate to live in?
Okay, this is actually very laughable. Firstly, he mentions that Muslims spread, and the caliphate spread, just like liberalism spread. That's not true. That's not the case. These Western secular societies spread by colonialism, which is when you go, conquer a country, subjugate them, and then steal their resources to invest in your own country. Like, for example, the UK, which is the country they're in right now, colonized India and then took all of the cotton from India back to their home, and they made it illegal for Indians to create culturally Indian clothing inside of India. But when they took the cotton to the UK, they would manufacture Indian clothing there and then export it back to India and then resell it to them. So they would steal their cotton, make their own goods with it, and then sell it back to them to make even more profit. This is colonialism. Islam didn't do this. When Omar, the second caliph of Islam, conquered modern-day Palestine, or Jerusalem specifically, they did not plunder, they did not steal. All they did was get rid of the former leaders, the former politicians, tell them to pack whatever they could hold and leave. Take all your goods and belongings and leave. They didn't rape, they didn't pillage, they didn't steal. They allowed everyone to keep their own. This is how much care and respect the caliphs had. Now he asks, which model Islamic societies should we look to? Look at the way the Prophet, peace be upon him, ran his societies. Look at the four rightly guided caliphs. This is something every Muslim would tell